Welcome to Min Hon, Stories That Belong, a podcast where migrant voices take center stage. In each episode, we shared personal journeys of migration, identity, and connection. These are stories of courage, culture, and community, told by those who live them. Whether you're a migrant worker, a neighbor, or simply curious, we invite you to listen with care, reflect deeply, and celebrate the voices that shape our shared world. In this episode, we hear from Mercy, a Kenyan migrant worker who has lived and worked in Jordan for the past 15 years. Mercy chose to tell her story in her own words and in her own voice. What you're about to hear is her powerful narrative, shared just as she wrote it.
Hello. Today I want to share my story. Not just about migrating to Jordan, but about the challenges I faced, the strength I found, and how I've worked to uplift others along the way. This is for anyone who has ever felt uncertain, alone, or afraid in a new country. It's also for those who dream for a better life, but aren't sure of what lies ahead. I hope my story brings you motivation, courage, clarity, and hope. I would like all migrant domestic workers to know that even though it is not easy, and there are many challenges, our hopes and dreams can come true. We can make it. There will always be a better tomorrow, and things will always change. I arrived in Jordan in 2010, but the journey that brought me here started way long before that. I used to work as a domestic worker in Indonesia for an employer who traveled often. In 2009, she moved to Jordan, and I returned back home to Kenya. At the time, I thought I was closing one chapter and opening another. But after years of working, I realized I did not have enough to support myself and my children. It was a hard truth to face. Then in 2010, that same employer asked me if I would come work with her again. This time in Jordan, I said yes. It felt like the right opportunity, maybe even the only one I had. It wasn't an easy decision. I'm deeply grateful. That moment changed everything.
Airbus 330, pound for amplifies number 611. We would also like to welcome our Royal Plus and our one-word frequent flyer members on this flight.
When I arrived in Jordan, thankfully, my employer had sent someone to pick me up. I remember stepping outside and feeling the cold. It was much colder than Kenya, but the real challenge started with communication. The driver couldn't speak fluent English, and I couldn't speak Arabic. That language barrier made everything feel harder. I also experienced racism. Sometimes it felt like people of color were seen less valuable. I had vulgar comments, and it took me time to adjust to that reality. Even the food was unfamiliar. Jordan cuisine is very different from Kenyan food. I had to learn what I liked. Over time, I grew to enjoy moussaka, and mansaf reminded me of home, though I prefer it without the yogurt. Despite all this, I kept going. I had a family back home depending on me. I was the breadwinner, and that responsibility gave me strength. I was able to send my siblings back to school, And knowing that my mother and my family could eat 3 meals a day kept me motivated. Their smiles made every hardship worth it. Jordan also became a place where I found community and kindness. At the church, especially on Fridays, we would gather to share our national meals. I met other Kenyans, dressed in our traditional attires, sang our songs, and felt the sense of belonging. It helped me feel grounded. A few years later, more Kenyan migrant workers began arriving in Jordan. Many of them struggled with the same things I had: language, weather, and not knowing the laws. Some ended up undocumented. Our church became a place of support. We offered warm meals, guidance, and helped some women access legal aid. My friend and I also took some ladies to get help with their cases. Together, our community advocated to the Kenyan government to provide shelter for the undocumented workers. We were able to get many of them off the streets and safely back home. But there were heartbreaking moments too. We lost sisters, women who had fled abusive employers and tragically passed away. As a community, we came together and raised over 3,000 Jordanian dinars to send their bodies back home. It was devastating, but it showed me the power of unity and compassion. We didn't just mourn, we acted. We supported each other, shared information, and made sure no one felt alone. I have also visited sisters in prison. Women who ended up in detention simply because they did not understand the laws. Sometimes it's just a small mistake, but without knowledge, it can cost you your freedom. Those visits reminded me how important it is to educate ourselves and each other, to ask questions, and to know our rights. Thankfully, organizations provided trainings, legal support, and awareness sections. They have helped us understand how to protect ourselves and navigate our rights. They have also supported us in resolving issues with employers. Their work has made a real difference, and I am proud to say I have been a part of that change. Many of my struggles and others' struggles were a result of lack of knowledge. I do not wish that on any other migrant worker. If you are thinking of migrating to another country, please pause and search. Be informed. It can be as simple as Google search. Learn about the laws, the culture, the work conditions. Talk to the people who have been there. Don't rely on promises alone. Keep an open mind without imposing expectations.
Hakukuwa na mwanga mwingi, lakini moyo wangu ulikuwa wazi. Nilikumbuka jinsi
Migration is not just a journey of distance. It's a journey of transformation. And preparation is your strongest tool. To my fellow migrant workers, you are not alone. Your story matters. Your strength is real. To those listening from Jordan or elsewhere, I invite you to open your hearts, to listen to migrant workers, believe migrant workers, and advocate for us. Spread awareness, be kind and patient, and educate others when you get the chance. It is important to always remember the value of domestic work. It's a job like any other that deserves mutual respect and dignity. We are all human beings with families, hoping for a better future. Thank you for listening to my story. May it inspire you to listen more, learn more, and stand with those who journey far from home to build a better life.
Thank you for listening to Min Hon, Stories That Belong. These voices remind us that behind every journey is a story worth hearing, of courage, culture, and connection. If today's story moved you, share it, start a conversation, and remember, belonging begins with listening. Min Hon, Stories That Belong is produced by Heinrich Böll Stiftung, Palestine and Jordan, and Sowt. The views expressed in this episode are those of the speaker and do not necessarily reflect the positions of Heinrich Böll Stiftung. Until next time, stay curious, stay kind, and keep the stories alive.